We just got some pretty cool Starfield news. Well, won't be, insanely recent by the time this video is going out, but it's still pretty new news, and that is actually regarding Starfield on pretty much on PC. Now, I'll read through what they've said in a second, and then we'll go from there talking about it. We might actually go into Starfield for a bit, just so we can see how things would change when we do get this, and then I'll do a video when all of this does release. So, good stuff really, all this is positive. Now, I did recently do a video talking about Starfield, the negative side of things, and literally straight after I released that video, we got all of this, which basically sort of counteracts a lot of what I said. So, in a way, that's a really good thing, since there's definitely potential there for Starfield. So, yeah, we'll read through it, and then we'll go from there. So, Bethesda Game Studios tweeted this: "We've been hard at work on Starfield game updates, and we'll be putting our next one into Steam Beta next week. This update will feature NVIDIA DLSS support with frame generation, display and HDR controls for supported systems, and other optimizations and improvements. You'll be able to opt in to try it via the Steam Beta options. We'd love your feedback before it goes live for all PC and Xbox players after that. Stay tuned for specifics soon, and thanks for playing. Note, DLSS is for PC and NVIDIA users only. We'll also have AMD FSR3 support in a future update." So there we go, that's what we got. Obviously got quite a few likes this, so obviously, yeah, pretty popular stuff, and obviously this is for Starfield. And it's all really great news, honestly. It's really good to see. So, yeah, no complaints regarding this at all. Now, of course, NVIDIA DLSS, that's only going to be for PC, I assume. Obviously, I can't really think of a scenario where that would be on console at all. I'm pretty sure they use AMD anyway on consoles. But yeah, that'll be PC exclusive. If there was ever going to be anything like that on Xbox, I believe it would be FSR. I think, or at least on PlayStation anyway, that's what you get, but I'm not entirely sure in terms of how that would work on Xbox. But generally on Xbox, performance isn't particularly an issue from what I've seen. It tends to be on PC where there have been optimization issues. So, yeah, this is obviously, it's not going to certainly cause any harm. I mean, I suppose if it was a complete abomination, then I suppose it could cause a bit of harm maybe. But the fact it's going into Steam Beta and you can try it out, and then obviously players can give feedback, then, well, that's certainly going to make sure that that's not the case when it actually does properly go live, that it works well. So yeah, it's good to see really. This is a really big improvement, a step in the right direction for sure, because one of the issues I did have with Starfield, it wasn't unplayable, but it wasn't the best experience I ever had in terms of frame rate and everything like that. But, of course, I was expecting it not to be outstanding, since it's a very demanding game. You're not going to, there's only so much optimization you can do. At the end of the day, if it's a demanding game, it's a demanding game. There's not really much that you can do to help that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see in terms of how this improves things. Obviously, NVIDIA DLSS would definitely help on my end. It would help, so I've got a 3070 Ti, so having some DLSS, and I'm on a 1440p monitor as well, so it'd be really beneficial for me. So if there's anyone else out there that's in a similar situation to the one I'm in terms of Starfield, then it's going to be great. It's a big improvement. Something like DLSS was missing for me. That was something I was frustrated wasn't arriving at launch, but we're getting it now. So yeah, that's a big step in the right direction. Massive improvement, and it's good. It's good because we hadn't really had much news regarding Starfield at all really since it launched, and this is the first big thing that we've had since its launch. And yeah, things died down quite quickly considering how hyped the game was. Things, in my opinion, did die down really quickly. So yeah, it's good to see that we are finally getting some news, and it's good news as well, not bad news at all. But yeah, we'll hop into Starfield in a second, and we'll take a look at how things can change. We'll look at the current settings and everything like that. But yeah, this definitely counteracts what I said in my other video. Now, I did do a video here, and yeah, people weren't entirely happy. Some people, yeah, certainly their opinions differed, to say the least. And it was interesting actually seeing how, some people really did disagree. And I was like, damn, so there are people out there that really do enjoy the game, and that's a good thing. I'm pleased, since there was a lot of hype around the game, so for it just to be a complete disappointment would be pretty disappointing. So yeah, it's good that there are people that enjoy it, or at least don't think it's as bad as I thought it was. But I don't think it's an awful game at all. I just think that it didn't live up to its hype, but I do think it was overhyped anyway, so it was unfair. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this improves things, and I'll do videos on it when it does release. But yeah, let's hop in Starfield, let's see how it is at the moment, and then we'll go from there. So, well, here we are inside of Starfield. So, let's load on. Or actually, we could take a look at the settings here, really. I wouldn't say we need to load in, really. So, gameplay, I assume that's not where we'll get the sort of graphics. That's all in here. So, right now I'm playing on medium settings, and as you can see, we have FSR 2. And it did say in that tweet we'll be getting FSR 3. So, in terms of what GPUs that's available on, I actually have no idea. Now, I know FSR tends to be more global compared to DLSS, since that's exclusive to NVIDIA, whereas you get FSR on non-AMD cards. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that works. Yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure in terms of what FSR 3's availability is, but either way, for those of you that can get it, you will be able to get it soon, and you'll be able to get it next week actually, or pretty much right after this video is released on through the Steam beta. So whether you wanted to try it through that, I'd only recommend doing that if you do have a pretty strong system, since obviously, you know, optimization might be a bit of a problem. But yeah, I mean, we can load in and we can take a look at things, and this save always confused me. But yeah, so it's a big positive, and I wanted to make this video. Usually I wouldn't make videos just on a singular tweet like that, but I just think it was necessary, considering I made that video last week going over Starfield, and yeah, it was pretty negative video in terms of the game. But now maybe they watched it and they decided now it's time. Definitely wasn't the case, but yeah, it's good news, and definitely, like I've said many times, step in the right direction, which in my opinion is exactly what it is. So it's, yeah, unfortunately timed with that previous video that literally as soon as that's released we get the good news, and that's a big improvement when we do get that, in my opinion, a massive improvement, and it's really good to see. So yeah, I believe I think I had FSR2 already enabled, since on 1440p my PC was struggling a bit in terms of playing the game smoothly. So I'll take a look, but obviously, yeah, when NVIDIA DLSS does arrive on, I don't think I'll go for the beta, maybe for a video, we'll see, but I think I'll wait for the full release with my PC. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works and how it actually improves things. I'm not going to do a proper comparison. There'll be way better comparison videos out there when that does release, or when it goes in beta, which will be, yeah, much higher quality than anything I could do. But let's take a look. I believe I'm on, yeah, medium settings and FSR2. And in terms of sharpening, got down 70%. And obviously, yeah, playing on 1440p. And I don't get, well, in this area it's going to be different, since it's a much more, my frames around in this area are always much lower. But in terms of actual graphics, I think it looks absolutely stunning. That you can't really tell that upscaling is being used, in my opinion, which is always fantastic. That's what you want. But yeah, I do get frame drops every now and then, particularly when I first load in. And this is a save that I haven't really played on PC, or some, I don't know what this save is. So yeah, it's an interesting one in terms of performance at launch. It wasn't awful, wasn't absolutely diabolical. That's why I don't think there have been massive articles on it or anything like that, since it's not been absolutely awful. And on Xbox, and especially Series S, it's actually really impressive in my opinion. Of course, you're capped at 30 frames per second, but you definitely get used to that in a game like this. There are games I play that are 30 frames, and after a while you just sort of stop noticing it, since it just becomes the norm in terms of when you're playing that game. If you're not playing it at 60, you don't know what 60 is like. So yeah, I think this type of game, especially since single player is playable at 30 frames, 60 of course would be nice, but you're not going to get that on a Series S, and you can maybe get it on a Series X, but even then I think it might be a stretch at, say, 1440p or something like that, since it's a very demanding game. But yeah, we're getting improvements. Maybe one day we'll get 60 FPS on Starfield on Series X. Who knows? That'd be pretty cool. But either way, yeah, just wanted this video talking about that tweet that we got, the good news, and yeah, good stuff with Starfield. All positive in this video, no complaints. Complete opposite to the last video I did, and yeah, it's definitely good stuff. And that does just about wrap up things here. On screen now, you are seeing a link to a different video. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.